What is up, guys? It's Puerto Rican Boy here, and we're now doing part 3 of the Megaman Extreme playthrough, and we're at MANdrill. No homo. This is a kid's game. There are no homosexual mavericks. Well, at least until we get to Lumine and Tornado Tenyon, but this is a whole different story. Now, if you notice, even though I defeated Storm Eagle, the electricity, the sparks are still there, and there's no power outage of any kind. And that's one thing I really hate about the Game Boy Color version, is that in the original game, defeating certain bosses will make other stages a lot easier, or it will just change it. So if I was playing the original game, the level would have a blackout, and pretty much it would be really dark, and there would be no sparks attacking me in that section. It would make the section a fuck ton easier. But not in this game, sadly. So this is one aspect that makes the game a bit more difficult, but for some reason it feels like certain sections have been made a bit more difficult, but other sections, other times, it feels like the game's actually a lot easier. For example, this mini-boss, I think it's a lot easier in this version than it was in the original. But then again, he probably goes faster because, of course, the level's a lot smaller. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure which one's there. I think this one's a bit easier. I think it takes less damage to kill. But I don't die. Usually I'm gonna be honest, when I usually play the original game, I usually die at least once from that mini-boss, but not really. Of course, this part will go by pretty fast. And this level has I think the music for this level sounds way better in the 8-bit that the Game Boy Color version has than the original. I'll probably make an extra video to show off the music of the game because some of these 8-bit tracks sound really awesome. Like, it's kind of ironic. Like, people actually will go out of their way to make the 8-bit version of the Maverick levels when this game already has the 8-bit version. Well, I think it's 8-bit. I don't think Game Boy Color... I think Game Boy Color's 8-bit, at least. I don't know. Look at this. You can easily just... Wow. That's definitely not exploitable. And, yeah. So, the 8-bit, I find... It sounds a lot better. Of course, I would if I could, I would let you listen to the sounds of the game. But for some reason, since I'm using VBA, I'm using the in-game recorder. And for some reason, even though it takes a fuck ton of files of memory to record, the audio's out of sync. It sounds really horrible. Oh yeah, and MANdrill, I guess he's a bit more difficult because you can't just freeze him as soon as he unfreezes. As soon as he thaws, you can't freeze him. But you can't freeze him twice while he's frozen. You can hit him twice with the power, but you can only freeze him once, one at a time. So he's a bit of a more difficult boss. Now, if you had the weakness in the original game, you could beat the boss without him making a single move. As soon as he falls, you can freeze him again. Well, not in this game. So the body upgrade once again helps me out. And of course, if you notice, I did all those bosses that I've showed you up to now. This is pretty much the last boss. These bosses are from the original game, the original playthrough that you'll play. And then the bosses on the right column, those bosses are the bosses that you'll fight if you play on hard mode. So instead of just... However, now I'm playing the right column bosses. To me, they're not really that much more difficult, except if you play hard mode without your equipment. Other thing about this game is, I think the physics are kind of off. Like in the first game, the physics were also off, but not nearly to the extent of this game. Like, the thing about the physics in the first game is that if you're in the air when the minecart switches direction, even if you're in the air, you should go forward, but you actually move backwards with the minecart, and that's actually resulting in a few deaths. I think this happened in this game, though. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm not sure if I go. Nope, I don't go klepto. I think I go klepto here because I actually want to fill up my energy tank, but I can't because I just got damaged. Now, in the original game, bats always drop health, but now they just drop energy, and that's really frustrating. Oh shit, I almost died. So that's really frustrating. However, there's a certain section in Chill Penguin's stage. Wow, that was a cheap enemy placement. Well, in Chill Penguin's stage, there's a certain section which bats do have a high chance of dropping health, which I think I show off later on off screen. And since there's no flamethrower in this level, I have to use Storm Eagle's power, which is really useful. However, Storm Eagle's power isn't as useful nearly to the extent of Megaman X1. But as X1, and I'll show you guys that later. I'll show you why later anyways. Oh, I've noticed the autosave sections. I guess they don't know how to give you checkpoints without that. And that's the only time you see the miners. That's the only time when they actually give you the kill. Now, in this game, sometimes I'll actually move towards the rock. Sometimes I'll actually move with the minecart, even though I'm in the air. So pretty much this game defies physics, not only with a jump, but also when you're on the minecart. Now, Armored Armadillo is given quite an upgrade. You can't hit him right away with the electricity power. You actually have to wait until he's finished his spinning. You can't even hit him when he's standing still. You have to wait until he's done spinning. When he jumps up like that, like the way I showed you, that's the only time you can hit him with the spark. So he has been given quite an upgrade. And once again, the body upgrade has helped me yet again because I'm at half health yet again. Actually, it's less. And pretty much that's the last boss for this part. And we got the rolling shield. And that is Morphmoth's weakness. So I'll see you guys later.